far away stood an old, rugged cross. The imagery is powerful. And in life, we tend to emphasize these mountaintop moments. Coming to faith for me was at the foot of the cross. But it wasn't all mountaintop. There was a valley to get there. For me, I was scared to death when I first came to faith. And so there was a valley to go through before I got to that mountaintop. Years ago, when I was a teacher, I went to a conference where a motivational speaker in the education world said to us all, he told the story of a mountain climber who set out to climb the highest mountain around, and he sets out with enthusiasm, struggles through the day. From the parking lot, he could see the peak. He could see where he wanted to be, and he climbs and climbs, and then he gets to the top. And as he lifts his eyes to behold the beauty and the wonder around him of being at the tallest peak around, in the distance, he notices a higher peak. Turns out he'd climbed the wrong mountain by mistake. And now he can see where he wants to be, but in order to get there, instead of going up, he has to go down. Sometimes in order to get to where you want to be, you have to go where you don't want to go. Last week we read the story of Moses and how at the burning bush, it's a theophany. It's an awesome experience of God speaking to Moses, but he's calling him to go where he doesn't want to go. He just left Egypt. He got kicked out. He's an exile. He's an outcast. Where does God tell him to go? The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that's speaking to him out of this bush, he tells him to go back to Egypt, to go to Pharaoh, and to tell him to let my people go. That is not where he wanted to go. But sometimes, in order to get where you want to be, you have to go where you don't want to go. There's a song by a band that I really liked in high school and college called Third Day. And it says, I've learned that I must go through the valley to stand upon the mountain of God. We find that Jesus does the same thing in the garden. He prays. We know, Lord, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. But the answer is no. Sometimes you have to go where you don't want to go in order to get where you don't want to be. And the valley is a place of transformation. It's a turning point. There comes a point when you're headed down that suddenly you start to go back up again. We don't know where we are right now as a society, if we're going to go further down or if we've turned a corner and we're about to start heading back up. But the point is that we have to keep going. We have to know that every step, even if we're still going downhill, every step we take is taking us closer to where we want to be. We have to walk with confidence that God is walking with us, that the mountaintop is just ahead. But we have to keep going. So let us keep that image of the cross, that image of the burning bush, that image of the mountain and where we want to be. Let us keep that in mind and know that every step is taking us closer, but we have to keep going. Go with God, my friends.